1 Degree Outside Weather Network Weekend Insights, designed to take you through the weekend. We're even going to look out all the way to the end of next week coming up in this video. But first, we'll talk about the winter hurricane exploding down to the south. And that is not hyperbole. I mean, this is going to be a storm that's got a hybrid center with warmth near the middle of it. You've got gusts going over 100 miles an hour near its center. It's a huge storm. And because of that, we do get a gusty wind here at home. Limited snow impacts, which we'll look at. And the jet stream pattern going into next week is something we'll look at toward the end of the video as well. If you've discovered these videos and you love them, we offer them all for free, right? If you'd like to become a member, you certainly can do that. Membership.onedegreeoutside.com. If you're into winter sports, you may really enjoy snowsports.onedegreeoutside.com, where Danielle and I update the discussion for winter sports twice a week and do dozens of daily maps every single day. All right, meanwhile, Jetstream kind of tells a story about what's going to happen with this thing now, right? I mean, you've got a north-south jet that's coming down across the Midwestern United States. Then it rounds the bend and hooks east. You've got the southern jet that comes in and brings in moisture and energy with it. But when they come together, which is what you need for a big storm, you get what we call phasing of the northern and southern stream. But where's it pointed? Out to sea. And that does appear to be what's mostly going to happen with the teeth of this storm, which is a very good thing. This is not a storm, even if you're a winter lover, you want to be into. This is going to be a destructive and powerful storm. Water vapor imagery, you can trace air and how it moves in the atmosphere by tracing water in its gaseous form. We do have at least a swirl with some energy coming down across Minnesota. You can also see a lot of moisture in the southern stream showing up in white and green. So, yeah, the players are there. Here's the atmospheric energy when we plot it in yellows, oranges, and reds. It comes together. It phases a big storm, but again, just southeast of us on it, and then takes it up through the Canadian Maritimes as we get beyond the upcoming weekend. At the surface, what does it look like? Right here, you can see the strengthening system expanding its precipitation north. Now, we do get into some of it, and I'm going to zoom the map in a minute. Onshore wind, northeast wind, starts up overnight Saturday night, comes in off the ocean. You're going to get a spray of ocean effect snow showers anyway through probably a lot of eastern Mass. And then eventually you're going to have to be either in the precipitation shield or not. Most of us not. When you get on the Cape, you've got the best chance of getting into some of the solid stuff. And then even that's not going to be a big storm. It moves off to the east and brings in drier conditions here as we get through the first half of next week. If I zoom the map in, Saturday is pretty quiet. The clouds are going to build a bit and certainly increase, especially in the afternoon. Here comes that onshore wind, though, and notice how cold it is. This is at midnight Saturday night. So that's why I say you're going to have to spray at least some ocean effect snow showers in eastern Massachusetts. And actually, as the storm starts to draw closer, you might find these fill in more after midnight Saturday night, so that Sunday morning, if you wake up early enough, you'll probably have some light snow falling in a lot of eastern Massachusetts. The farther inland that you go, the less likely that'll be. But this may require just a little bit of spot treatment during the overnight Saturday night and the Sunday morning. The farther south and east you are, you have two things going on. You've got the ocean input, because even as the wind turns northerly during the storm, it's still over the ocean. Plus, of course, you also have the edge of the storm center itself, which is why the Cape and the islands have the best chance at picking up some accumulating snow during the course of Sunday and through the afternoon to the evening. In terms of the probability, Danielle's been updating this on various inches of snow. The probability of greater than 2 inches, you can see, is not even 50% until you get south of Boston. So southeastern Mass is where you begin to get over 50%. And I'll show you the more conventional map here in a second, but we wanted to update you on this anyway. Probability of over 4 inches, well, that's not even 50% until you get on to Cape Cod. So the vast majority of us are not into a big deal out of this storm. In terms of what we are thinking, most of the deep interior gets pretty much nothing. I mean, that's what you come down to. You may get a coating out of those kind of morning ocean effect snow showers in parts of eastern Mass, particularly inside of 495. And then you start to get into those higher amounts of 2 to 3 inches as you come down from the south shore to the Cape. But remember, some of that in Plymouth County is mostly going to be the ocean effect stuff rather than the actual storm center itself. And then the combination of ocean effect snow showers and whatever comes out of the storm brings you up from 2 to 4 as you come across the Cape and onto the islands. Nantucket, if it gets into enough on top, you'll love the Saturday morning video. You may be able to squeeze out as much as 4 to 6. And then the eastern tip of Maine gets a little bit of a pulse of snow that comes in later on Sunday as well. So in terms of the storm center, here it is with the wind gusts. Just so if you line up these colors right on the south side of what really becomes an eye, I'm telling you, this is like a winter hurricane. You've got gusts going over 100 miles an hour, like 105, 110. This is incredible. What's incredible about it and backs up that hybrid winter hurricane type nomenclature is that you've got it right around an eye. I mean, it's not like it's a lot of times in a big winter storm, it's separate from the center. Eventually, that's going to happen with this. You can see the center kind of becomes more diffuse as we get in towards Sunday afternoon. That's when we get into some of the expanding wind field. But just like in hurricane season, you would say as the storm moves north, you'll see the wind field expand. Same thing is happening with this. Again, you can see when I show that, that's why you wouldn't have wanted to get into this one, right? I mean, this is like from, we had that winter hurricane type storm that came through in the late 2000s, and I think it was 2009 or 2010. And it caused destruction on the Cape with big trees down, power outages, and a foot to 2 feet of snow. I mean, it was an amazing storm. But they're destructive when they do that. We are going to end up with gusts that will go 45 or better, though, still. From the South Shore and on the Cape, we probably go 50 or better. And Nantucket may gust over 60. So there's going to be some outages. It's not a pasting wet snow that comes down. It's more just the magnitude of the wind. And of course, where there's wind, there's waves around New England, right? So as we play things through into Sunday, you'll see the waves begin to build. As we head into, let's say, Sunday night, they reach their peak, 21 feet at the northern flank, Georgia's Bank about 18. And then when you get the breakers right at the coast, you're probably breaking 7 or 8 feet or so going into Sunday. We don't think it's a big beach erosion event. We do think it's perhaps a minor coastal flood event for you. And the reason for that is we're right around the full moon here, so we've got high tides anyway. Then you're going to add this on top of it. Midday Sunday, there we go. Midnight on Sunday night and midday on Monday with, again, that pounding surf and probably minor coastal flooding. One thing I thought was a very good point that one of our coastal partners had mentioned is that when you get an event like this, because the bays and inlets are frozen over, you actually may get chunks of ice that get carried in. There's a lot of big snowbanks. It'll try and stop any water from coming in at all. But if it can get through those snowbanks, you may bring chunks of ice with it. So some of the town crews may need to get ready to move the chunks of ice off the coastal roads if, again, the coastal flooding, the minor coastal flooding can get through the big plowed snowbanks in the first place. So anyway, high temperatures Saturday, going to be running cold, teens north, 20 south. Winter sports this weekend are great. Just make sure that you're bundled up, right? Because we're talking about a feels like temperature in the single digits and teens. Saturday night, we drop down below 0 in spots. The wind chill certainly below 0 Saturday night. And then Sunday with, again, the snow showers we looked at for some of the eastern areas. But in general, it's actually not that bad of a day at all. You've got high temperatures running in the 20s for most. Another great day for winter sports. You don't have to be bundled up quite as tightly on Sunday as you will be on Saturday. And Sunday night, most of our low temperatures are down to around 10 degrees or so overall. So that brings us up through what's going on through at least the end of the weekend, right? As we head into next week, I think we're talking about what's going to end up being a break in the pattern for a little while, Monday and Tuesday. I mean, when you think about it, this is a huge storm. It's going to redefine the jet stream. So you really need to wait probably until you get to about Thursday to have the next chance of a system riding south of us that may be able to impact us with snow. After Thursday, there's another chance going into next weekend, probably somewhere around Saturday. Again, the jet stream not perfect, but if you can get a strong enough disturbance to dig in, you get something to take off the coastline. So those would be the two windows I would say you'll want to keep an eye on, and we'll certainly keep you posted on. You can stay on top of all of it this weekend. If it turns out we need to make any changes, we will, and we'll make sure to notify folks via the app. It's totally free and 5 stars on the App Store and Google Play. Just search for the number 1 degree outside weather. Hope you have a great weekend. We will have Weekend Edition, as we always do, on Saturday morning for you. Take care.